All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mack here on 1010XL's podcast platform, 1010XL.com. We're inside the 1010XL studios on Facebook as well. Hello, Facebook. And, of course, streaming on the relevant app, the app that's all about podcasts. So easy to use. I got hooked from the get-go. The technology's absolutely phenomenal. So easy, so efficient. Check it out on the App Store or Google Play. It's RELEVNT with no A at the end. We hope the Jaguars have a W at the end this Sunday. You like that segue. Good morning or afternoon to my, what do you got there? Are those peaches, oranges, Graham Marsh? What do you got on the shirt, kid?
They're oranges. It's fruity.
Oranges.
It's Fruity Friday.
It's Fruity Friday.
Absolutely.
Just here at 1010 or overall?
No, just overall. In general.
Overall.
Just a
Where
vibe.
your favorite fruit?
Absolutely.
Is orange your favorite fruit?
Not necessarily. I just really like
I don't know
this
if I
shirt.
have a favorite fruit. I think blueberries if I had to. Blueberries.
Love blueberries.
Yeah, me too. Bloobs. I call them bloobs. Straubs and bloobs. Do we need any straubs and bloobs at the store? I'll go knock it out. Absolutely. What's up, man? All right. E to the T. Checking in on us. All right, big week this week for our Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, we saw last night the Browns taking down the Steelers. Crazy ending to that game. I watched the highlights, of course. I'd never make it to the end on a Thursday night. I'm not going to tell you why, except other than I start filming the horse's mouth at 1 p.m. on Thursdays. And we have beers on the show. So, by 10, I'm kind of tired. Start early, end early. But did watch, man, Jacoby Brissett. Pickens. When is Kenny Pickett going to get in? I mean, I'd be like, all right, it's time. Sorry, Mitch. Not all your fault, but you got to go with the young kid. If they go 1-3, they're going with the young kid. We'll see what happens. Of course, locally, all we care about is the Jags traveling out to L.A. to take on the Chargers. I'm going to go through it. I mean, look, Herbert's playing. He's playing. If he's throwing, he's playing. That would be the only thing if he couldn't throw. He's going to handle the pain. Now, if the pain's so bad that he can't throw, he wouldn't play. But if he's throwing, he's playing. So now, does that mean he's limited? Maybe. They'll give him a shot. He'll numb it up a little. He'll wear the flak jacket if he doesn't already. They'll protect that area as best they can. But you still got to go after it. It's like, the blood in the water. Broken chicken wing. Where are you going? You're going after the weakest part. That's it right now. Now, you watched when it happened. Now, the play right after, he looked like he was in a ton of pain, but the play after that, he threw a rope on 4th down. It was freaking amazing. So this kid's a tough kid. He's got a skill set I think every NFL organization would want. And this is not a knock on Trevor or any other starting quarterback in the league, but I tell you what, you watch that kid throw, it's almost the perfect throw mechanically. Just the way he can get it out, the way it's up high, not a lot of motion, but he can zing it. He can throw it a mile. He can place it. The kid's really, if Trevor can get anywhere near that, fantastic. So, and I've said this before, Graham. You get back. Trevor doesn't have to be the best quarterback in the league for me to feel like he's worthy of the pick. All he has to do is win. I don't care how they win. Look, last week, great game plan, executed great. It was great. It worked, right? It wasn't gunslinging, whipping it all over 50 times, 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. You know what I mean? It was efficient play that helped the team win. Now, I just said it on Jaguars Today. I'll say it right here on Relevant and here on the podcast platform at 1010XL. Agnew makes that catch. We're looking at it a little bit different. That's a great throw. We need those kind of plays to happen. Maybe not last week because we won 24-0, but let me tell you something. You get in a shootout with the Chargers, you don't make those plays, you ain't keeping up. You won't keep up. There's no doubt about it. They are a playoff football team. We're going to know a lot about the Jags, our team, after these next 2 games. You don't throw the first 2 out because they mean something, but you got to keep it in perspective, too. I know they crushed the Colts. We don't know how good the Colts are. Does it really matter because we dominated? No, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But you look at the week before and what you did against Washington. Washington put up 27 and gave up 36 to the Lions. No disrespect to the Lions, but so how good is Washington? I don't know. How good is the Colts? They're not very good. But we don't know if they're, can they make a run? Can they turn? I don't know. Maybe they were just terrible that day. Or maybe they're really that bad. We're going to find out. Look, my goal as a fan, former player, what have you, who loves the organization, get me to 2-2 after these next 2 games. 500 at first quarter football. If you can win, I don't care if it's the Chargers or the Eagles. You got to win 1. I'd love for you to win 2. You win both. Now they're going to be talking about you a lot as one of the contenders in the AFC if you beat both. I think if you beat the Chargers, you are going to raise some significant eyebrows, especially how you beat them. Right? And even if you can hang in a loss, 35-34, you lose, well, you'll be, I know as a fan, I'd be like, all right, hung tough. Because I don't think, Graham, and I don't know what you think, but you getting a shootout with Herbert, I don't think Trevor, I don't think he can keep, I don't think the offense can keep up. It's not just Trevor. I don't think they can keep up in a shootout.
You get in a shootout, you lose the game.
I think so.
Absolutely. Because it's not just, I do agree with you, Trevor versus Herbert. Right now, advantage Herbert for sure.
Yep.
But also, love Zay Jones. He's not Keenan Allen.
If Keenan plays.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even, there's not a receiver on this team that's Mike Williams
Mike
either.
Williams is a badass player.
Correct.
Yeah.
And there's
and Everett's a pretty good tight end overall.
Right.
I know he had the...
And love James Robinson, love Travis Etienne. As of now, they're not Austin Eckler. Now,
Eckler's their leading receiver right now.
Correct.
Which is wild. You got to shut him down.
Right. In Etienne, you drafted Etienne to be that guy.
Yep.
He's not that guy now.
Not yet.
And, maybe 5-6 weeks down the road, he's unbelievable. And that would be awesome.
Okay, time out. Go back to week 1. If Trevor hits him on both those routes, we're thinking different.
That's true.
Right?
That is true.
Especially the wheel where he threw it 4 yards ahead of him.
That's got to be a gimme touchdown.
That's touchdown
right.
City, baby.
I agree.
You got to
totally
be that. And Trevor was very efficient last week. Very. The game plan called for him to be efficient. He was efficient. I'm going to be interested to see how they attack this defense because it's different. They've got one of the best safeties in the game in Derwin James.
And they have a really good corner in Asante Samuel Jr.
Without a doubt. And the other guy, he's hurt.
J.C. Jackson.
Yeah, he's hurt. I don't think he's playing, but whatever. They've got ball. It starts up front. It always does. But I'm telling you this: if they get pressure on Trevor, Derwin James is going to have a hell of a ball game. I'm telling you right now, he's that good. He's a Jamal Adams type, very rangy, a big hitter, can run, can play the pass. He can be a big problem if Bosa, Mack, and company get to our quarterback.
So I will say watching Thursday Night Football last week when they played the Chiefs and then just watching them last year too because they had all the same guys except Khalil Mack last year.
Right.
This defense is extremely aggressive and they're set up to make a ton of plays.
Yep.
However, they do give up a big play from time to time.
They do.
So
they're not stopping the run either right now. They're giving up 5 yards a carry, 5.1.
Right. So to me, the game plan if you're the Jaguars is you have to run straight at those guys, and then
not Bosa. He's good. He's a great run defender.
Okay,
you
so
might want to attack. You might want to go after Mack a little bit more than Bosa, in my opinion.
Just
he's
in general,
J.J. Watt with better pass rushing skills. He's a total stud. That kid.
In general, you need to run the ball effectively.
Right,
and then when to your point about the Agnew play. If they do give up something like that, you have to convert against a team like the Chargers.
Doubt. Those are the plays you're going to have to make.
Correct.
Just like week 1, that pass you got to make those plays, right? And then you can keep up. And look, week 1 to week 2, a lot better. From Trevor, from the offense, from the defense, right? Collectively, a lot better. And by the way, I said it on air. I'm going to say it right here on the app and on 1010, but I love Peterson's demeanor. He's a humble, just not going to get too excited yet, not going to get too down, just He knows what it takes. It's a long year, and he's got his team in the right spot. They believe they can win. He's got them believing they can go out to L.A. and beat the Chargers. No doubt about it. And they should, because anything can happen. Look, this ain't. I mean, if you matched up player versus player, they would, and everybody's healthy, which Sunday they may not be. They have a better roster. Not far off, but I would say collectively, they've got a better roster. Now, what will they have Sunday? Lindsey, the center, might not play. It's funny. Someone called up and like, man, can we take advantage of that? I'm like, I don't know their backup. I mean, if Fortner got hurt and Shatley took over, would we be worried?
No.
Would we be like, wow, they're going to take advantage of our center? No, we'd be like, no, we're good. He's fine. So I don't know how they feel
today.
I think his name's Will Clapp. I don't know how they feel, but he's the next guy up. Lindsey's a very good center, like one of the top centers in the game. He came from Green Bay. He's perfect. I mean, and by the way, Zion Johnson's a good guard. I think the right tackle, Trey Pippins, you're gonna have to get after that side of the ball. I think Rashawn Slater's turning out to be one of the better left tackles in the game. Young left tackle, I shouldn't say in the entire game, but he's up and rising. A very good player out of Northwestern. So, look, how are you gonna? And this is gonna sound cliche. There's no doubt about it. But how'd they get control of the game last week? Long, sustaining drives, moving the chains. Third down was a lot better on both sides of the ball. A lot better. And they chopped it down, and then they're scoring, right? They're getting 6. They're getting 7. Keeping that off. Like, we weren't worried about Matt Ryan, per se, like a Herbert. But you got to keep him off the field as best you can. You got to be better. You got to continue on third down. Right now, I always write these stats down. You should know by now. Like points, I write both teams, offense, defense. Points, yards per attempt on the run, yards per attempt on the pass, how many sacks, third down percentages, right? So on third down, our defense giving up 45%. Now, granted, it's skewed because the week before they gave up 70%. So they got a lot better, but it's still terrible. On offense, although better last week, overall, they're 33.3%. It's got to be better. That if I know on the board of goals for each game, if I hold the opposing offense to 1 out of 3, which is 33.33, I win. The offense doesn't win, I win. That means 2 out of 3 times I'm stopping you. So that's got to be a little bit better. Now, on the other side, their third down, they're at about 36.6.7, not much better, no doubt. And then on defense, they're about 39, 40, 39, 35. 33 is ideal or less, obviously, but 35 you can live with, 38 maybe. You get in the 40s, it's just, I don't want to say it's just math, but it is. Look, if you don't win on third down, you have a tough time winning. If you don't win, if you don't get pressure, you don't get the turnovers, right? If you look at last week, every turnover was from pressure. Got to get consistent pressure on Herbert. Look, again, we run the ball well. We stop the run well. They don't run the ball well right now, and they're not stopping anybody on the run. They're giving up 5 yards a carry. So I still think I would probably, like they did last week, using that pass to set up the run. Using the pass as an extension of your run almost. Shotgun, quick throws. Those are runs in my book. Now you get down 10 yards, 15, the digs, and those, that's different. I'm talking a quick slants, option. You know what I want to see? I want to see ETN on an option route against a safety or a linebacker. An option route. Trust me, he's got to be unbelievably tough to cover. And Eckler's the same, for the record. Our backers are going to have to be on point in their coverage. Oluwakin covered well, Lloyd covered well, but they're going to have to be on it. Eckler's a very good player. He's sneaky good. He's quick. He's not that big, but he's quick and fast enough, and he's got great hands. You're going to be tested. And when an option route, you come up vertical, and then you decide which way you're going. That's the option. Am I taking it outside or am I taking it in, depending on where you're on the field? And where's that guy leaning? And that quarterback's just waiting for you to make that. So I think I want to see, again, go back to the Washington game. You hit the 2 ETN. beautiful. You know what I mean? Need more of that. We're going to need more of that. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to, like it always does. I know us. I shouldn't say us. I'm just a part of a fantasy football team. I don't make any of the picks or really do anything. But I know we think it's all this, and it is. That's a big part of it. But without the dudes up front, I mean, you think about last week. They put 9 in a box to shut down Jonathan Taylor, and they did. Matt Ryan, given time, he can make throws, but he was under duress the entire time. You're not gonna. I don't care if you're Herbert. And look, you see it all the time. You see it all the time. Look what Tampa's defense did to Mahomes. Look what they did to Rodgers. I mean, talk about befuddling a QB because of pressure. It's so important. And we got the guys to do it, man. They look good. They look good. I like Mike Caldwell's game plan last week. I said that earlier in the week. I want to see more of that. Aggressive attack. You've got to dictate the game. Easier said than done. But every game, you have to dictate the game. You control it. How do you control it? By whooping that ass up front. It's a little old school, but you still got to have it. You still got to have it. And that's what it's going to come down to, in my opinion. It's going to come down to Bosa and Mac against Cam and Jawan Taylor. Taylor's played great. Cam's played great too. They went from not very good on the first week to pretty good on the second, really good on the second week. They only had 2 hits, I think, on their quarterback. A lot of that was game plan. I don't care. It's fine. You're going to have to keep Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack at bay in this one. If you don't, it's going to get ugly. I don't think it's going to get ugly because your defense, I think, can hang, but it's not going to look pretty for the offense. So I'm expecting more of the same. Shotgun ball out. Shotgun ball out. Let's go. Move it down. Move the chains. Rub routes. Get guys open. Handoff. Screen. ETN option. Back to a pass. You know what I mean? Just like last week. It was beautiful. I'm watching from, I was with this company, Microlumix, or kickoff weekend with all these. We're on the 50, but up, like, in the clubs, but the second level. Just what a great angle. See everything. And I'll tell you, like, I remember, like, give my wife the bink, bink, like, watch Agnew. He's in trips. He's going to go right down the field. And it was a beauty. And again, you make that catch. This is you, and you've already put the thought into the defensive coordinators around the league. Hey, they will go deep. And Trevor, that was an accurate throw, which is great because, in my opinion, his deep throws aren't always that accurate. He's gotten better, it seems. So it was right there, man. It was right there. I want to see more of that. Now, I don't want to see that be the entire game plan where he's throwing it 50 times. No. You got something, James Robinson. We know this. Your offensive line plays a little bit better versus the run than they do the pass. But you got to set them up. And I think they will. I think Press Taylor and Doug Peterson will come up with the right game plan. Look, they get after it too. We have 7 sacks. They have 6. So it's going to be interesting. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, Relevant. I knocked you over. My hand's doing the talking. But that, to me, is going to be the game. Keeping them off the field and then getting after Herbert and shutting down Eckler. Easier said than done. But let's be honest. Even if it's close, we're going to be jacked up. We want the win. We always want the win. If they win, like the match. Because the city's going to go absolutely insane. And they should. And filming the horse's mouth yesterday, one of my guests said, when they win, it makes everything better. Just makes everything better. Happier. Spring in your step. You're proud. You're excited. It's right there. And then you got your coach, Cool Hand Luke, who's like, yeah, we're off to a good start. Love it. Nothing better than a humble son of a gun. You know what I'm saying? It's like those real tough dudes out in the street. The humble ones are the best. Not the ones saying how tough they are. They just kind of hang back and Cool Hand Luke until it's go time. That's what he reminds me of. I love it. Well, and he's got the experience to be that way, right? He's been down the road. And the ending in Philly wasn't pretty, if you remember. It wasn't. There was a lot of between him and management. So he's learned a lot. He's great. I think he's perfect for this city and perfect for this team and the organization. Now, got to win. If what I say, get to 500. If you win both, if you win one, fantastic. Win both, incredible. Lose both, now we got some work to do. Now we're going to know these next two games where our team is at from a national perspective. Doesn't mean we still can't win the division, but you look at, I keep wanting to call them San Diego. You look at the Chargers and the Eagles, two very, very good teams that probably both will be in the playoffs. So you're talking about two playoff teams. Go show them what you're made of and come home with a victory. Now, when you come home, I will not be driving down the stadium to greet you, but I will be there in spirit. I'm sure there'll be some fans that will. Good luck. It's tall order, but that's why you play the game, man. This is what you want, and it's right there for the taking. I don't think they're going to win. I don't. But guess what? I didn't think they were going to win last week, and they kicked their ass. So that might be part of my thinking. Pick them to lose, but they win. Never know. What do you got to say, Graham? Anything?
No, I'm letting you roll, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got
opinions on all of it, but
I'm excited for this team. I am. I'm excited for the city. I'm excited for the players, the ownership, the coaches. We got a lot more work to do. I am not. I mean, and fans, you got a fan, and I love you. You're fantastic. But you look at the coach, you're like, we've arrived. We're here. We're the team. Not yet, you're not. They're not, but they could be. And it's better than what it's been. I'll tell you one thing. Last week's game plan on offense finally felt like a game plan suited for Trevor. Make sense?
And it finally felt like a game plan where you could tell the coaches watched film on the opponent and did things to exploit them.
Right.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
How refreshing is that?
Right. And they executed.
And they called certain plays to set up other plays, and it wasn't just calling random plays just for the hell of it.
Right. And we always say that, or I always say this, you got to build your offense around the strengths of your players. It can't be, this is my offense, and they just have to figure it out. The best coordinators, they don't. They sit there and they have an idea of what they want, and then they're like, but this is what he's good. And you heard it all throughout the offseason. We're talking to him. We're showing him. We're saying, hey, how do you think about this? Do you like this? What do you like? That's getting them comfortable. Nothing more important than getting your young QB comfortable and in a rhythm immediately on game day. Think about it. It's like playing hoop. You hit that first shot, you're like,
it's all a confidence
I'm hitting
thing.
more, man. Take the shot. You know what I mean? Well, you're a QB and you're making throws. You're like, let's rock and roll. I'm ready.
To your earlier point, too, to bring this together is like the first week, Trevor was a little bit rockier with the game plan and just like certain plays, and
I think they asked too much of him in week one.
Agreed. And he missed a couple of throws early. So that affected him later in the game.
Right.
On the opposite end of that, against the Colts, early throws, early success, moving the ball down the field. Then helps. You take that deep shot to Agnew. I know he dropped it. Perfect throw.
Great.
He's feeling himself.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which you need. Everybody needs it. In every aspect of your life, that gives you swag. It gives you confidence. It's like, yeah, I'm going to go in there and crush this meeting. I'm going to go in there and crush this show. I'm going to go in there and do what, you know what I mean? I mean, it's human nature. No different than a young QB, man. Get him in a rhythm. I think they will. Be careful now, because if I'm the Chargers, I'm studying. I might be sitting on a few things. You know what I mean? I might fake aggressive and then pull back, because those throws are all timing. What do I have to do? I either have to disrupt the timing by pressure or by my coverage. And if I have an idea, okay, we saw this last week on film. He's going here. You know what I mean? I mean it.
Especially because you got better athletes in the secondary.
What's that?
In LA. LA's got better athletes in the secondary.
Yeah.
So you can bait a little bit more, jump a little bit more. Right. There's a little bit more of an ability to do that.
On the flip side, Press and Doug and co are going, okay, well, we know they're going to do that, so let's do some stick and goes, double moves.
Oh, wouldn't that be beautiful?
You know what I'm saying? Let's get them. Got to get them on their heels. Got to get them on their heels, get them thinking too much, and then you take those dagging shots. And you know what? It's up to the players. They've got to make those plays if you want to be the kind of team that we all, including everyone in that organization, wants to be. All right, have a great weekend. I'm going to have a great weekend. My daughter, Harley May, turned 14 last week. She's going into the escape room thing. Their friends, Escape. Yeah, I'm not going in there. They don't let you bust through the drywall, so I don't think that would be conducive for my attitude when I feel trapped inside a room. You know, as long as you don't hit a stud, you're going right through the wall. It's not that thick, but no, they're going to have a great time. Boston College, Florida State, big time, no question about it. Hey, on Sunday, you heard me promote on social media. I'll do it here too. Jags are away. Make the Southern Grill your home. He's got the NFL ticket, so every game, including the hometown team, of course. Phenomenal food, some of the best food you'll have. Trust me. If you've never been to the Southern Grill, go. Whether it's Sunday or during the week, open breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch, nightlife. They've got a full liquor bar. They've got entertainment. But Sundays, Jaguars, go check it out. You're going to enjoy it, man. Full liquor bar, great food, and great people, and our great team on all the big screens. Want to also thank my boys at Goodfellas Cigar Lounge and Spirits and the Brust Nutter Wealth Advisory Team in Ponte Vedra Beach. That'll do it for me this time around, so stay safe and be cool out there, man, and we'll see you next time right here. Catching up with Tommy Mack on 1010XL's podcast platform at 1010XL.com, on Facebook Live, and on the relevant app. Peace.